Public health officials say since the stay-at-home order has been lifted, they have seen a spike in cases among young adults. ABC 6 News reporter Jacqueline Harold was at the Olmsted County Commissioners meeting earlier today and joins us live in studio to explain the shifting cases. Jacqueline.
Rachel, what was discussed today reveals that COVID case demographics are shifting to include a younger age group, and public health supports the citywide mandate to wear masks.
COVID-19 is changing, not the virus itself, but the people most affected.
Age is one of those things that we've noticed a change in over the last couple of weeks. A lot of our cases have been in this 30 to 40, 50-year-old range, but we have seen a somewhat significant shift. Just if we look at just the last 2 weeks, we can see children and teenagers and then people getting into their 20s.
In the Med City, health officials say they're seeing a shift in positive case demographics since the stay-at-home order ended.
If we're seeing transmission in the community in the younger population, they themselves may be at less risk, but they could potentially pose a risk for their loved ones and others that may be at high risk.
With businesses opening up and people trying to ease back into their normal routines, Director of Public Health Graham Briggs says a mask mandate could be the best thing for the community, especially with the majority of cases in Olmsted County coming from Rochester.
People emerged from their homes and got back to business and got back to daily life. We assume that there's going to be some additional risk there, but we are seeing that in the case data now. We're seeing an increase in the cases, and we're seeing some shift from workplaces and homes to social events.
And more transparency, including letting the public know if there are at-risk places.
There's a need to get out to the public and say, if you were at this place on this time and we can't find everybody that we think may be at risk, then we're going to work with that facility hopefully to make sure that the public knows about that risk.
Until there's a vaccine, Briggs says continue to social distance and use face coverings to slow the spread of COVID-19.
At the meeting, Briggs also touched on students possibly returning to school in the fall, and he says at this point there are still a lot of health concerns.